Tuesday, 4:10 p.m. I enter through the back door at Carol's like I always do. Amigo barks, then stops when he sees me, like he always does. Carol's in the kitchen, preparing a shepherd's pie. I need to confirm Mrs. Melvy's disturbing tattle before inviting more people. Unfortunately, when Coral explains a recipe, you need to have a motel booked because you're usually in for a long stay. I patiently wait for a tiny gap in the recipe so I can ask her if she knows anything about the Vienna, but she's circular breathing, talking and breathing at the same time, and after 3 attempts to break into the conversation, I realise it's futile. I need to ask Nev to the party, so if I chat with him in the next room for a while, maybe I can come back and start again with Coral in a few minutes. I break eye contact with Coral, slowly reverse out of the kitchen and into the dining room, making sure I make no unexpected movements that will break her conversation. It's so dark at Coral's. I doubt if any direct light has reached inside the house since Clive's death. Greek widows wear black while mourning. Australian women of a certain generation never reopen their curtains. Nev's watching TV, his once handsome face reflecting the images on the screen, providing a splash of colour in the dark lounge room. A glass of claret sits on top of a nest of tables to his left. If I put a tack in between my fingers, I wonder if the sharp pain would discourage him from squeezing my hand so hard when he shakes it. I apologise for not mentioning my 21st earlier and extend an invitation to him. He's touched. Him being touched makes me feel touched. I feel like I've just bought a water pump for a remote African village. I should do more community work. Nev asked how old I'll be, which is curious because I just asked him if he would like to come to my 21st. Even when I say 21 again, he doesn't pick up his obvious mistake. I suppose I don't often catch what a person says because I'm usually busy monitoring their face for their impression of me. In contrast to Coral, Nev is a person of very few words, which means neither of us knows when to speak, which means we often start a sentence at the same time, then stop dead when we realise the other person is talking. Here's one exchange that worked. "So, what are you doing for beer at your party?" he says. "Dunno," I say. "I know a mate who can get cheap kegs," he says. "Cool," I say. At this point we run out of things to say. That's fine. I've cleared my conscience. Time to rejoin Coral and confirm the casino story. On re-entering the kitchen, I avoid disaster in the shape of a blow-by-blow account of Amico's visit to the vet by chatting over the top of Coral. "Hey, Coral, have you heard about the Vienna restaurant?" "What? The Vienna restaurant? What? The illegal casino? What? The place above the laundromat?" "What place?" Coral's not a great listener. "Mr. Gumley owns it." "Really?" "It's where they found that poor girl." "What girl?" "The one beaten up and left for dead." "When was that?" Sounding every bit as vague as Mrs. Melvy, I tell her the police are mixed up in it. "And Mr. Gumley? Who told you this?" "Aha, this is the same trap she set for me last time. I can see what she's trying to do, so I counter with some special mystery of my own." "No one told me anything," I say. She doesn't respond. She simply picks up her shepherd's pie, pops it in the oven, gives Amigo a morsel that didn't make the final mix, and turns away. It's hard to tell if Coral is feigning ignorance, truly in the dark, or if she's not interested in what I'm saying.